back to my channel. I am Doxy, I'm a knitter from Finland, and originally I'm not from Finland, but I live here together with my boyfriend. And welcome back. This is my second video for Doxy Can Make, and thank you so much to everybody that have watched the first one. I will leave like a link down below next, I don't know, I will see, in case you have missed it, so you can also see it. And in today's video I thought about showing the projects that I'm currently working upon, so my current WIPs, works in progress, as we say in the knit language. And I thought that this would be a nice start and a nice continuation from last video that I showed you what I made this summer, because you'll get to see a little bit like what is like my style, what I like to knit, what colors I prefer. If you haven't already guessed it from the first video and from what I'm wearing today, I like knitting in bright colors and quite saturated because I think they bring a little bit of happiness and brightness in everyday life. So yeah, today I'm actually wearing, because I forgot to mention in the previous video, I'm actually wearing my Masya sweater by Milena Paulina. I just knitted this for her in February-March of this year, and since I've finished it, I have worn it so much. Even though it's made like a little bit of a thicker yarn, it's like worsted, heavy DK worsted weight yarn. Because of the holes, because of the pattern, it's a lot airy and it breathes a lot, so I liked it a lot. So let's get on with the first one. For the first WIP that I'm currently working upon, it's a test crochet for just the worsted on Instagram. It's called City Stroll Lite, and it's a crochet piece knitted in pieces. So I'm currently working upon finishing the first panel, so the front panel. It's an oversized drop shoulder pullover with yeah, that actually quite resembles for me brioche in knitting. The reason that I have decided to actually work and apply for the test knit, first of all, it was the look. I really liked how it looked, and on the designer and on the example. And then what I really liked was that I get to try something new in crochet. As I might have mentioned in the previous video, I'm not that confident in crochet. Or I think that I'm not that confident. I know, like, of course, the basic stitches and whatever I don't know, I pick it up or pick up videos on YouTube and learn it and try it. But most of the times I don't think I know what is going on when I make a crochet piece, which I think, so I challenge myself with this kind of piece, and I really like it. It's made out of fingering weight yarn. And to reach gauge I used a 4.5 hook. The yarn that I'm using is this gorgeous color from Laurel Knits, and it's fingering gain super sock yarn, 400 meters per 100 grams, and I wish I could transmit through the screen. I wish that you could reach out and touch how soft this sock yarn is. I had no idea that sock yarn can be that soft. It's hand dyed, and the color is very up my alley. So when I actually picked up this color for my previous, it's the same color as my Lanes of Heart scarf. And when my friend Janu saw this colors were looking like the colorways of Laura on the Jyväskylä Yarn Festival, she said, like, this is a very Doxy color, and I was like, yeah, you couldn't be more right than that. So the reason, like, I don't even know how I ended up making it. I think I started swatching to see, because I first thought that I will start making this piece by using my cotton fingering weight scrap yarn. But then I started swatching with it, and I really like the feel of it. And my boyfriend was on the side and he's like, "Ooh, I really like how the depth of the color is, because it is hand dyed. It can like vary a little bit from lighter to like more darker and stuff like that, but you cannot exactly say on the finished like piece. It adds a little bit of depth." So I think he was the one that convinced me to go for a unicolor instead of my original thought of scrap yarn. I know that I'm making size 3. For my bust is 92, and it's quite like oversized drop shoulder, like a little bit similar like to what I'm wearing now. But of course it's much lighter because the yarn is it's much lighter as well. So the way that is made is you have to make like the front and the back piece, and then the sleeves, and then you assemble it all together. So this pattern is not yet out. It's coming up in November 2nd. So I will be working upon this from now until like the deadline for the test knit, and I really should get a hurry on because I really like it. So I can't wait to wear it and show it to you maybe in the future, like around November, how this turned out. For my second whip, I have the Aimee cardigan by Joji Locatelli. And as of any other year, Joji is actually hosting every fall. So from the 1st of September until the 30th of November, she's hosting her fall knit along, a cal, and once again I have answered to her call, and it has to do with that usually my friend Metta and I participate in this knit along, and she has a much more better rate of success of finishing the pieces than me, but I still like to participate. So usually I will pick like a cardigan. History has shown that I have picked cardigans in these 4 years that I have participated in 2018, 2019. In 2021 I gave up, I think, and then in 2022 I picked socks, but in 2018 and 19 I picked a cardigan, which I worked upon it on the initial months, and then it became a pile somewhere in my works in progress, and then I usually pick them up in January and finish them. So that's how usually like my knit along goes. So for whoever is trying to participate in any knit alongs and they feel bad that they are not finishing, you are not alone. I am here. So don't worry about it. So yeah, I decided this year to participate as well, and what made me decide to actually participate, apart from my friend Metta and I, that we do it a lot, that we do it together, and it's a fun activity like for the both of us, and it was the fact that I was in a knitting meeting with some knitters here in Helsinki, and one of the ladies, as we were going around of what the people are currently like working upon, and this lady mentioned that I'm working on the Aimee cardigan from Joji, and I'm using the yarn that I had on my from my Christmas advent calendar. And I was like, oh my god, this is such a great idea, because last year I have finally managed to get myself a Christmas calendar. Christmas yarn calendar. So I always wanted one, but I either was a poor student and I couldn't afford one, or I missed the deadline for ordering, or yeah, usually it was the fact that I couldn't afford it for my budget. And last year I was in the big yarn festival in Tampere, and Sari Nordlund had their Christmas advent calendars there. And I was actually very convinced that I want to get one, but I was trying to justify that it fits in my budget. And I was texting my boyfriend that was not there, like trying like to be, do you think it's logic? And well, blah, blah, blah. And then he said like, well, you know, take it. Like, it will be fun. You always wanted one. buy it. So I was like, yeah, you know what, I will. So I did. But even though I knit socks and I like wearing knitted socks, I never get around of actually finishing them. So I will finish one, and then maybe this, I have a severe second sock syndrome, so I will not finish like the second one. So even though I like the idea, and I loved it to, in every weekend, in every advent, to open the calendar, I was not sure of what I will do like with 5 skeins, because it was 4 advent weekends, and then it was like one extra, like the 5th, close to the Christmas. But this lady saved me, so thank you, Tina. And I very much appreciate it, because I found a use for my stash, which I have been trying to use a little bit more this year. And this is as far as I have gotten. It is not very far, and so far I've managed to do like 2 colors. And yeah, currently I'm on the front, and you can see a little bit like of the construction. So first you need like a certain, like there's some short rows in the beginning of the back, then you need like a certain piece like on the back, while you're also doing at some point like armhole increases. Then you pick up from the front for the front pieces, right and left. And at a certain point you will join them all like in the round, but the whole piece is knitted back and forth. I am using the suggested needle of like 3.5 needles, and I'm making again size 3, so size M, for my 92 centimeter bust. I love stripes, and the reason why I picked it like this cardigan was, apart that I had the yarn, like I found the perfect use of this yarn that I had laying around that I might not have used. It is that I'm severely lacking cardigans. I make a lot more sweater and pullovers than I actually make cardigans, and they are such a fun piece like to layer. And when the currently weather that we're having, that's a little bit like, it's not cold, but it's not exactly warm, to go with a short sleeve outside. So, and if you get warm enough, you don't know like what to wear. So it's the perfect layering piece, I think. So that was one of the reasons, well, and that was the reason that I picked to make cardigans by Joji for her Cal, which I never finished, or I finished later on. Let me show you also the colors, like the sequence of the colors. So you need like five of them. So this is the first 2, and this is going to be my next 3. So after the pink, I'm going to do this wine ready, like I think the name is Hold My Glühwein. And then this white variegated that has like a little bit of like speckles of peach pink, and this gray black of some sort, like greenish. And then this, actually that it shows like very black, but it is not. It is this foresty deep green color. And after much deliberation with my friend Metta of what to put like on the end, we decided that this black color is like this, I even called it black, this deep green color is gonna be the ending one. So this is currently the sequence of it. And I'm taking it slow. The Cal runs from 1st of September until November 30th, so I do have time. But whenever I pick it, I can't seem to stop. I think it's because you know at that certain point, in certain rows, you're gonna be switching colors, so you push yourself. You're like, okay, let's go, one more row, and then it's like 2 a.m. in the morning, and you have finished, I don't know, 3rd, 4th color, something like that. So that was like one of the reasons, and I really like the look of it. I think it looks like very nice. It's quite oversized, drop shoulder. I think I have a thing for drop shoulders, as you can see here. So yeah, it will be fun. Hopefully this year I manage to finish on the deadline of the Cal. Not to win any of the prizes whatsoever, just to be like, yes, I made it. But if not, I'm not gonna push myself. It's fine. Like it's called slow fashion for a reason, and you don't have like, we don't have to produce like 1 million garments every month, even though I made 12 pieces in summer. So yeah, I had some time. All right, so let's go to the third one. My third whip, it's a sock. Speaking of socks and second sock syndrome. So this sock is actually my own design. I started this when on the return trip from Jyväskylä Yarn Festival, where I have actually picked up the yarn from. The yarn is from Kuohu Yarns. It's a hand-dyed company from Kotka here in Finland, and my boyfriend is actually from Kotka. So when I shopped it, I sent him a picture. I said like, look, Teemu, I supported local, like I supported it from us. I super love this colorway. If I'm not mistaken, it's called Summer Solstice, and this is how it's knitted up. And Summer Solstice here in Finland is actually quite of a big thing. It's called Juhannus, and it's a whole like celebration. It's a day off, like it's a whole weekend where this day is the biggest during the year, and it resembles exactly that. So the yellow is much more prominent here because we mostly have sun until 12, and yeah, until 12, like in the night it's quite dusky, so it's not very like, it doesn't really get that dark, and around 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning the sun comes up again. So as you can imagine, it's one of my favorite periods here in Finland, and I will dearly miss it now that we're moving towards like the other side, towards the darkness. But it also has its beauty, so I can't complain. So yeah, I really like how the yarn like looked, and this was actually one of her like mistake batches, because I said that she couldn't even read her own notes, but there's not even a mistake because it's absolutely gorgeous. And I was looking for a pattern of what to make with that, and then I decided, like, you know what, I'm actually gonna make my own interpretation, like we'll let the yarn like guide me. And that's what I did. So I'm making this as I'm going, and it has like a little bit like of this like holes all around, and I'm planning to do an afterthought heel, like a peasant heel. So I have put like the yarn like here, and this is where I will pick up. And I'm currently on the foot, and I don't have a lot to go. I think I have like two repeats before I reach the toe. And I'm actually thinking of turning this into a pattern that I will be available like for people that would like to knit and they enjoy like this kind of style. So let me know if this is something that you will be interested upon, like to see. This is how it will kind of like resemble of how it look on the foot. So yeah, I think I found it quite fun, and it's nice because then you just like, it's mindless. It has like this part that is mindless knitting, and then you have like the fun part, like a little bit here, like with some purling rows and knit together and like yarn overs and stuff like that. So it has like this element that for me it's mindless, but still you have something to look forward to. It has the effect of stripes, so that's what I like. Like no kidding, I needed like this much from on the return like trip, so it can be fast. I just need to remember knitting upon it. So the needles that I use, yeah, the yarn is it's a sock yarn, super sock yarn, 420 meters per 100 grams. And I have the cutest little yarn stoppers. It's from the Knitting Barber company, and I super love them. They look so cute. I used for the foot, I'm using 2.5 millimeter needles, and I'm using the method of magic loop. And for the ribbing, I used 2 millimeter needles. Yep. So I really want to work like on those, but I don't know, there's something with socks that I start them, I'm super excited to wear them. I super love having them like to wear because they're such a nice styling piece to have, but somehow they just sleep. Like they take so much longer for me to finish them than actually a pullover would take, which is ridiculous if you ask me, but this is who I am as a knitter. That's my process, I would guess. There are people that finish them super fast, and there are people that, like me, that finishes them like super slow. If I get like to knit like a pair, like if I focus on it, I think I will be able like to finish. I can finish one pair in a week, but I need to focus. And then I'm not a monogamous knitter, so I have like various projects going on, as you can see on this video. So I think this is the start of all evil. I could say that I'm not a monogamous knitter and I don't focus enough. I can be though, like if it is engaging, if I have a deadline, I can be like, I was like, okay, now Doxy, concentrate, you need to finish that. So I can be this person. I just need to man up, woman up, and go for it. So yeah, but I super love and I'm super excited of when to finish it. And let me know if you would be interested for me to turn into a pattern. It will be a nice little feature. Next, we have quite a fan project that I should have made back in April, May, but I never got around to it. So we are going on a vacation in 1.5 weeks time in Rhodos, in Greece, and I thought, oh my god, I should make it to wear it on my trip. And as I've been making it now, I was like, you know what, it's not actually a summer piece only. It can be a very nice styling piece on top of other skirts, on top of pants, so it can add a little bit of fun in my already quite colorful style. So what I'm actually talking about, it's the cloud skirt from Le Poul Poul on Instagram, and it goes like this. It's a net stitch skirt that is knitted like sideways, so I need to add length on this side, like from here on, and then it will close up, like it will have a seam on the side. I will pick up stitches on the top of it where the elastic will be inserted, and the length can be adjustable to your height. There is a recommendation of according to the designer's measurements, so you can go from there. And what I did is I added a little bit of more stitches because I'm more wider on the hips. So I thought that the height, because of the weight, it will go a little bit like more up. If it is longer, because yeah, like it's cotton, I'm making out of cotton yarn, like DK cotton yarn in various colors, and I'm gonna show you my colors in a little bit. Yeah, sure, it's gonna stretch, so I don't exactly mind having kind of like a maxi version. I think it's gonna be like very much fun. So far, these are the colors that I have chose as a sequence. I really like them, and I'm actually recording a little bit like vlog, like challenge, to see if I can make this in 2 weeks. So look out for that video, and there's gonna be much more in detail of me trying to make this. So the colors that I have chosen are also like those ones. Then I have those like as well, like here. So it's all around quite fun colorways, and I cannot wait to see how I'm gonna pair up like the colors. I'm already thinking that after this blue, I'm gonna do an orange, and from there I will see what my mind thinks about it. It's quite fun to knit, but it requires quite some attention to it. So I cannot look into something else while I'm making it, because the net stitch, if you miss something, mess up the stitches there, you're not able to go back. You need to undo it, the whole thing, and I don't exactly have the time for that. And I know that I mentioned that it's called slow fashion for a reason, and I shouldn't like try to hurry. I find it fun sometimes to have like these pieces that I was like, oh, I will make it for this purpose, and I will make it for that, like with this deadline. So I like kind of challenging myself here and then, much like I did with the Harry Styles Lisbon dress for the Love on Tour concert. And so yeah, I tried putting up these challenges, and then I hate myself. Not I hate myself, but I'm saying like, why I'm doing this? Like, why did my mind think? And usually how my mind works is that once I think about it, I cannot unthink it. So I'm like, I need to make it now. And if I don't, I feel so disappointed. I'm so harsh with myself, even though like harsh for like an hour, and I feel like a little bit down, but then I was like, Doxy, come on. It was like a challenge, and it's fine that you didn't make it. But I'm always like, go, go, go. But I always doubt myself at the same time, and everybody else is like, no, Doxy, you can make it. I'm like, no, I don't think so. But yeah, I will at least try. So it's fun, and let's see how that will go. I'm positive, or I'm trying to stay positive, that I will finish on time. But stay tuned for that video that will be coming up soon, is in around 2 to 3 weeks time. So let's see how I did. Up next, we have something that I didn't yet manage to cast on, but I'm planning to do it today. And it's the new released Colette scarf by Sari Nordlund. If you remember from my previous video, and if you don't remember, I will still like mention it here, I love small scarves. The reason that I love them is when I started making them, I discovered that they warm my neck exactly as I would like my neck to be warm. So during the winter, like autumn, winter time, I actually hate for my neck to be cold. I really don't like it if it is cold, and then goes my ears. I feel that my whole body is cold. So I want it to be like nicely protected, and this is why I have come to love small scarves. And Sari came up with a very beautiful one. I will put a picture like right here. It's knitted together with it's a fingering together with a mohair, like one strand of fingering, one strand of mohair. And if you don't want to do that, you can also make it with DK. The pattern is a very nice, beautiful cable pattern that comes from her Colette shirt. And there's gonna be a pullover as well, which I'm dying to make. It's on my list as soon as it comes out. Sari, if you are listening to this, hurry up. Or not, take your time. But yeah, but at least I can show you the yarn that I'm planning to use. So this is the yarn that I'm going to be using to make it. I had 2 skeins of this alpaca mix. Yeah, it's a alpaca bio merino. No, it's baby alpaca and wool, organic merino extra fine. Once again, I wish that you could reach from the screen and touch it. It's one of the softest yarn that I have ever like knitted with. And I have 2 skeins of this, and I was thinking that I wanted like to make a small scarf to go like around, but I didn't have a design, and I couldn't find one that I really like, kind of light, and I didn't want to remake one that I have already made, like a Sophie scarf or whatsoever. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should design one, but then I was like, Doxy, you have no experience of actually designing any kind of soul, so maybe this is not the adventure that you want to hop upon. And then Sari released that one last week, and I was like, yeah, I'm on board. It uses like, I can use like 1 skein and then like the mohair. So I'm very much looking forward to be starting this today or tomorrow, like a little bit of a weekend treat for myself. And it's going to be very fun. We're going towards the section of the video, towards like my last work in progress, my last whips. So we're going more towards what is going to become FOs, finished objects. So one of them is going to be this Robin hoodie, again by Sari. I'm actually making this as a sample knit for her, so I'm not gonna get to keep it, and I'm super sad about it because the color and the softness of the yarn is to die for. I super love this color, and making this, it's quite simple. It starts from the top, and then you like in a circular way, and then you get to increase like in places, in 4 places, and after a while, after you have shaped the crown, then it's just like 2 by 2 ribbing in the round. Very mindless, very nice. I would say it is a very nice knit for commute and even for a little bit advanced beginners. So the reason why it has like this, the length is so long, is because you get to fold it like the brim of the hat. You get to fold it as many times as you want to. So it has like this a little bit of like chunky version, and it gets to keep the ears very, very warm, which is another thing that I super loved. So even though I'm not getting to keep this one, I am gonna make one for myself, and I have just the perfect yarn for it. I have this perfect Mondim yarn that I got it while I was visiting in Lisbon. So I was there and I was like, I can't not visit Retrosaria. So I did. And as I was making this, I usually bought this yarn. I actually bought this yarn to make socks. Surprising, I know. But then I was like, you don't have to make socks. You can make a hat. And I have, this is also coming from my stash, and this from my stash, perfect combo, love it. So I think it's gonna be very fun. It's gonna have like another view, like another view of how this beanie can look up. So I'm really excited into making this. I'm not sure, I'm not gonna be casting on soon, but I think soon is like maybe this is gonna be my knit, my whip for my trip. Oh, that's actually a very nice idea because it's compact enough. So let's see, but I'm very excited to see how it turns out. Mondim, I love it. I have used it to make a cardigan and socks as well, and it's Retrosaria's yarn in general is one of my favorite yarns to work with, so I'm very happy. And this mohair is my favorite mohair to work with as well. So yeah, it's gonna be beanie central. I haven't made a beanie such a long while. I have made quite some bonnets last year, which I think fits my style so well, and I super love them because it's so fun. I will put some pictures of the bonnets that I have made this year, even it was 2023, but yeah, I love them. I look like an overgrown baby, like, and who wouldn't want to look like a baby? So this is me, my style. Yeah. As soon as I'm done with the Robin beanie, immediately I need to cast on for the Kuohu beanie from Jenny Ansah. It's another sample for her, so this is the yarn that I will be using. The yarn, it's a similar run as the one that I sewed for my Colette scarf, and this is mohair from Nuria, and it is a cute fisherman beanie, 2 by 2 ribbing, but the purling is done through the back of the loop, so it has a little bit of more definition. And you have the option to do like a short version, like a classic fisherman beanie, or to do like a longer version to cover the ears. I'm gonna put pictures once again here so you can see it. I'm so excited. I have actually never needed anything in this type of green to make it. Once again, this is going to be a sample for my friend Jenny. So I'm not going to keep this, but I am planning to make my own. So it fits very well with this beanie central clock that we're having right now, and it will be nice to have like one more beanie. The other one that I have is again from Jenny, and it's my go-to. I don't remember the name right now, but I will put it in the video and a picture of me wearing it because it's one of my favorites, and it's the one that I'm reaching upon when the weather gets colder because it's mohair and DK yarn together, so it's super fluffy, soft, and warm to wear. So yeah, this is going to be actually my next cast on, because the robin beanie that I just showed is I'm about to cast off, and this one, the construction goes like you cast on and goes from the bottom up, so you knit up until a certain level, and then you just have the crown decreases, and that's it. So this is going to be, as soon as I'm done recording this is going to be my cast on, just so you know. And last but not least, in this segment, as I said, like, we have an FO. So an FO, finished object, that I said that in the end of my previous video that I was not able to sew because it was currently drying. And this might be my favorite autumn sweater. It is the autumn seed sweater from my friend Metta. I test knitted this for her, and I'm not sure if the pattern is going to be out. Metta, if you are watching this, you need to make the pattern now. And I love it. It's double seed stitch. The texture is amazing. It's made out of like fingering yarn, and it's a typical raglan sweater, but the increases, when I made it, if I'm not mistaken, was very interesting to make. And I have nothing against like this. I have been, since I finished it last week and I blocked it and it was dry, I have been trying to find ways to wear it. So I'm gonna post like a small video of me like wearing it here, so you can see it, like you can see the fit. I really love that the sleeves has like this, they don't have any decreases actually, so they're straight and they have like this bell effect as you wear them. You had the option here to also fold the ribbing, but I didn't. I left it like I did a little bit more, and I left it so I can exaggerate it more, this bell effect. And I just hope that my friend releases the pattern, because it's a great pattern and it's very fun, engaging, and I think I want to make like another color of this. Don't know when, but I think it should be made. And that's it for this video. We have gone through 6 of my current WIPs and a little bit more of like my next plans, what is coming like up next. And yeah, like fall autumn is a little bit of more like of a busy month, because it gets colder and it gets cozier, like you want to go to cafes and knit and meet with people, or just like stay on the couch and knit away while watching a series or listening to an audiobook. So it is like knitting frenzy months. It's going to be quite, as I see it now, it's going to be quite a busy autumn in knitting wise, and maybe also like personally wise. So let's see how many of them I get like to finish, and if not, it is okay. I think in the end of the month I might do a video for roundups, all the things that I might have knitted in the month of September, or if it's not that many, I will see if I will do like a roundup of the season as well. Let me know what would you prefer in the end, in the comments down below. Also, what I'm trying currently to do is that I try to have like a new cast on, but also I try to pick up things that are in this pile of my WIPs. So yeah, this is not the only pile that I have. I have more WIPs waiting for me next to my couch and inside closets. So I do try to actively like pick up and work in one. So have like one new one and one from the older piles, because I might have put them in the pile like for some like reason, like I stopped knitting it, working on it actively for some reason, but that doesn't mean that I don't like the piece anymore. And if it means that I don't like it, then I just frog it and repurpose the yarn for something else. There's no point of like pushing myself to make something that I don't really enjoy making anymore. So I do try to have this, so I minimize like my whips. Yeah, you know, all of us have this goal that we would like to finish our whips and have like 0 and only new stuff, but it happens, and it's life, and it's fun, and it's kind of like knitting can be for me a little bit of a supporting system, and calming my soul and calming my mind. So I try in logical premises to do as I please, but not to stress out myself. So sometimes I do stop myself or casting on something new, because then I know that it will stress me out to see that there are so many not finishing. So yeah, it is fine to have unfinished projects, to have UFOs. There's no shame in that, I can say. So yeah, let me know if you like this kind of video and what else would like to see from me. Next week, I think I'm gonna be talking about more about my fall knitting plans, so what I would like to make in the months of the fall, so September, October and November. And that's why I chose to do this video first, to show what I'm currently working on, which is also to consider my plan, and then show what I would be excited to work upon and what I have in my stash. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!